Hi, welcome to Audiobook Academy. This is a self-paced audiobook. There's no need to keep an eye on things. Just pay attention. Thank you for taking the time to listen. This is a book summary of The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. When it comes to perfection, Sir Henry Royce said, "Small things lead to perfection, but perfection is no small thing." When it comes to making a significant difference, it is the cumulative nature of our efforts that counts. And, as Darren Hardy puts it, you will never change your life until you change something you do on a regular basis. Using the compound effect, we can learn how to develop those small daily habits that help us move closer to our life objectives. Hardy provides straightforward advice on how to achieve success and live the life of our dreams. A former publisher of Success magazine, author Darren Hardy is a keynote speaker, advisor, and former publisher of Success magazine. Hardy has worked as an executive producer for 2 television networks, and over the course of his career, he has investigated, interviewed, and gotten to know people who have achieved greatness in their fields. He now devotes his time to mentoring, teaching, and inspiring others in order for them to achieve financial and personal success. The premise of the book is similar to the concept of compound interest in finance. Over time, small decisions made on a daily basis can result in significant benefits. While the concept is straightforward, this does not imply that it is simple to implement. Hardy provides strategies for making decisions that will benefit us in the long run and with care. Such decisions give us the ability to mold our lives in a positive direction. As long as we accept responsibility for our own lives, we have the ability to change our habits and create the future we have always dreamed of. Many of us believe that we must complete tasks as quickly as possible. Hardy, on the other hand, believes that when it comes to achieving anything worthwhile, it is more important to slow burn rather than make a big show of force. Consistency is the key word here. The premise of the compound effect is explained in detail in this briefer summary. We will look at how small daily decisions can either work for or against us, and why the compound effect, no matter how simple it may sound, is not always so simple to apply in real life. It is difficult because it is dependent on our willingness to put in the effort. Hardy, on the other hand, gives us some pointers on how to take advantage of the compound effect. We'll also learn how to break down large goals into small habits, how to harness the power of momentum, and how to push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. What is the compound effect, and how does it work? It was once said by Oscar Wilde that consistency is the last refuge of the unimaginative. Regardless of one's point of view, there is no denying that small, wise decisions made consistently over time can make a significant difference in one's life. In the compound effect, it is hypothesized that if these small smart changes are maintained consistently, then unexpected things will begin to occur. Hardy explains this with the help of a formula. Small, wise decisions combined with consistency and time result in a significant difference. The concept of the compound effect is not new to those who are familiar with the world of finance. Compound interest refers to the fact that a small initial investment can result in significant returns over time. The story of Hardy's magic penny serves as an excellent illustration of how powerful the compound effect can be. Which option would you choose if you had the choice between receiving $3 million right now or receiving a penny that would double every day for the next 31 days? What would happen if you chose the $3 million and your friend chose the doubling penny is what follows. The penny your friend chose would be worth $5.12 on day 10, if he were to keep it. This is due to the fact that they would have a penny on day 1. Their first day would bring them 2 pennies, their second would bring them 4, their third would bring them 8, and so on. By day 20, your friend's penny would be worth a pittance of $5,000, in comparison to your $3 million. You wouldn't have any second thoughts about your decision by this point, would you? Your friend's doubling penny, on the other hand, would be worth a whopping $10 million if we fast forward to day 31. And there you have it, folks, the compound effect. As a result, when we consider the cumulative effect, we can say that we not only reap what we sow, but we reap more than we sow. The concept of the compound effect, on the other hand, is not limited to financial matters. The same principle can be applied to eating. Consuming 100 fewer calories per day over the course of 1 year results in an 8-pound weight loss. In the same way, just 30 minutes of reading per day results in exponential personal development. The compound effect is in operation all of the time. Whether it results in success or failure is entirely up to our own discretion. We are the people we choose to be. We are the product of our decisions, and each decision we make helps to define who we are. Consider the following scenario involving 3 friends. Every day, one of my friends strives to be a better version of himself. In order to accomplish this, he spends time with his wife, walks for half an hour every day, reduces his calorie intake by 125 calories, and reads inspirational books. The second friend does absolutely nothing at all. For the third friend, physical activity is rare, as is spending excessive amounts of time in front of the television. He takes his wife for granted and enjoys life by eating cookies and drinking beer every day to pass the time. What do you think happened to these three people after they'd been missing for 2 years and a half? The third friend is obese, suffers from a slew of health issues, and has both his job and his wife taken away from him. The second friend is the same as before, but he is even more dissatisfied than before. The first friend maintains his physical fitness and health, enjoys a positive relationship with his wife, and receives a promotion at work. In this example, we can see the ripple effect that our daily decisions have on the rest of the world. What appears to be insignificant can have significant consequences on our lives, whether for the better or for the worse. We don't give much thought to these minor decisions because they don't have an immediate impact on our lives. However, just because we may not immediately notice the consequences of our decisions, does not imply that they are insignificant. Identifying and transforming bad habits that are holding us back into good habits that will propel us forward is essential for success. Making better habits, however, is a difficult task that we know from books such as The Power of Habit, Atomic Habits, and Eat Move Sleep, among others. So, what is the best way to become a better person? Success is the result of a series of unglamorous and insignificant actions performed over time. According to the author, the only way to achieve success is through a continuous series of monotonous, unexciting, and at times difficult daily disciplines that are compounded over time. Today's society is characterized by the desire for instant gratification, or as Hardy refers to it, the microwave culture. We want everything to happen right away, without delay, and we despise having to wait. We are drawn to fast food, quick-fix diets, and television episodes that we can watch in one sitting. This insatiable desire for instantaneous results is detrimental to our health, and the more we expect immediate results, the worse we become. We are anxious, disillusioned, and easily bored, and we reach for sweets to alleviate these feelings of anxiety, disillusionment, and boredom. Because of our desire for immediate results, we tend to underestimate the importance of small steps. Projects are completed and goals are achieved as a result of small steps taken consistently over time. Little steps count, and taking small, positive actions on a daily basis sets us up for success in the long run. Rather than attempting to lose a jean size in a week, take a more gradual approach to losing weight. Make only minor adjustments to your calorie intake and slightly increase your physical activity, and the results will begin to show themselves. And because these small changes will have become habitual and a part of your everyday routine, it is unlikely that you will regain the weight you lost in the first place. Making small, positive choices and reaping the benefits of those choices is what the compound effect is all about. And, in order to embrace this way of life, we must shift our perspective on what constitutes success. It is important to remember that just because results are not immediate, we should not lose hope or be discouraged. Perseverance is required for success, so we must continue to make small, positive choices and put in the necessary effort. Because it is a difficult system to understand, many of us struggle to comprehend the compound effect naturally. If you're accustomed to immediate gratification, you'll need to shift your perspective and put in the necessary effort. Once we accept the fact that there is no such thing as a quick fix, we will see that success comes from consistent effort and daily discipline that is compounded over a prolonged period of time. Here is where we will go into more detail about what the compound effect is and how it can assist us in developing new positive behaviors and propelling ourselves toward success. Transform large-scale objectives into small-scale daily habits. Make a point of starting your day with why, and then moving on to what. Prior to establishing new habits, it is necessary to establish objectives. You may not be aware of the fact that, according to a Harvard Business study, 83% of the population fails to achieve their objectives. Only 14% of people stick to their unwritten goals, and the remaining 3% stick to their written ones. In your opinion, what will be the outcome? 10 times more successful than those who do not have goals are the 14% who do not have written goals. Furthermore, the 3% of people who have written goals perform 3 times better than the 14% of people who have no goals at all. The importance of objectives cannot be overstated. And the more specific they are, the greater the amount of progress we make. The most significant impediment to us achieving our goals is either placing too much emphasis on the outcomes or placing too much emphasis on the obstacles. Because the premise of the compound effect is that small changes can have a big impact, it is critical to break down goals into manageable and achievable micro-goals. Developing the habit of breaking down large life goals into smaller daily habits should begin as soon as a life goal is identified and written down. Consider the following examples. If weight loss is your goal, swap out the candy bar you have after lunch for an apple, or if publication of a novel is your goal, start by writing 300 words per day. Finding the right habit to help us achieve our goal isn't always easy, and it often necessitates a period of experimentation and trial and error. Nevertheless, once we are able to make manageable changes, things begin to become more interesting. It's time to build some momentum. Momentum, also known as Big Mo, is one of the most powerful driving forces we have at our disposal in our quest for success. We're inviting Big Mo to come knock on our door. You will never be able to change your life until you change something that you do on a regular basis. The presence of Big Mo appears when we consistently adhere to our daily disciplines, and we become virtually unstoppable. Big Mo is friends with all of the greatest performers in the world. In his 12-year career, Olympic gold medalist Michael Phelps has only finished training early once. He was given permission to leave his training session 15 minutes early so that he could attend a school dance with his girlfriend. This rigorous regimen resulted in 8 gold medals at the Olympic Games. Anyone who has attempted to enter a state of flow or momentum is well aware of how difficult it can be. Therefore, our initial focus must be on developing a routine that we can consistently adhere to. And we must maintain this consistency until Big Mo kicks in and things begin to feel a little easier and more natural. Hardy compares Big Mo to a space shuttle in his speech. Not many people are aware of the fact that space shuttles burn through more fuel in their first few minutes of flight than they do for the entire duration of the trip. This is due to the fact that the shuttle must escape the gravitational pull of the planet. The same reasoning holds true for us. The rocket launch phase is the most difficult because it requires a tremendous amount of energy and effort to rewire our brains and establish new habits. This is why we should abandon our lofty ambitions of attempting to hit the gym for 2 hours every single day. Instead, commit to 3 half-hour sessions per week on 3 days a week. What matters is that we show up. That is all that matters. The ability to maintain consistency is essential for success, and trying to accomplish too much too soon sets us up for failure. It is in this routine that we find our rhythm and are more likely to maintain our good habits. Our goal is to establish a routine that will allow us to gradually adjust to a new way of life. Changes that are small in magnitude generate a great deal of force, and we only need to maintain a consistent routine for a long enough period of time for momentum to build and for it to become a way of life. What is it that has taken away Big Mo? 3 external factors have an impact on our decisions. The first is the input from the mind, the second is our associations, and the third is our surrounding circumstances. Our thoughts and actions are greatly influenced by the state of our minds. Consider how many times you've persuaded yourself to refrain from doing something. Then we must examine how our friends have an impact on us and determine whether this has a positive or negative impact on us. At the end of the day, our surroundings can either fuel or sabotage our efforts to live the life we want to live. The lesson is that in order to maintain momentum, we must keep our physical and mental environments as free of clutter as possible. The key is to eliminate situations that can cause us to stray from our objectives in the first place. To give an example, the media can deplete our enthusiasm, the news can have a negative impact on our attitudes and expectations. We must be hypercritical of how external factors affect our emotions, and we must strive to be positive in our outlook. So far, we've looked at how the cumulative effect of small actions, habits, decisions, and behaviors can add up over time to produce significant improvements in a variety of areas. Hardy, on the other hand, invites us to do one more thing. It is possible to significantly improve the results we seek by simply increasing the amount of effort put forth, according to him. Exert yourself to the limit. Don't wish it were easier, wish it were better, says the author. We're bound to come up against a brick wall as we progress. The wall represents a personal limit that we believe we will never be able to overcome. The question is whether we should stop pushing or whether we should break through the wall. Pushing ourselves past our personal boundaries makes us stronger. Do you remember Arnold Schwarzenegger's famous cheating principle for weight training? If so, you may be familiar with it. When you've completed the maximum number of lifts, lean back to allow access to other muscle groups that can assist the working muscles during the rest period. You will be able to add 5 or 6 more reps to your set as a result of doing so. We succeed and grow when we are able to push through all of the obstacles that stand in our way and go further than we have ever gone before in our lives. As we learned from the film The Miracle Morning, mediocrity must be eradicated from society. A simple way to start changing for the better is to do something unexpected, go a little further, and put in a little extra effort. This is a simple way to start changing for the better. These small deeds distinguish us from the rest of the pack. As a result, improve your preparation, Push harder, last longer, and devote more of your time and energy to worthwhile endeavors. Finally, I'd like to say, there is no such thing as a quick fix for anything, and nothing can replace good, old-fashioned hard work on your own. However, there are methods for working more efficiently and effectively without becoming slowed down or overwhelmed. Rather than serving as a motivational tool, the compound effect should be considered a guide to help us achieve our dreams while also living our best lives possible. We all have the option of allowing the compound effect to work for us or against us by adjusting our behavior. However, if we make wise decisions, adopt a few small habit changes, and maintain our commitment to consistency, we will reap the rewards. Moreover, while some of the concepts are familiar to us, the book incorporates a great deal of wisdom and demonstrates how slowing down and pacing ourselves is more beneficial than sprinting towards the proverbial finish line. In his book, Hardy explains that we often overestimate how much we can accomplish in a week, while underestimating how much we can accomplish over time if we set goals and work consistently. Hardy assists us in making small but significant adjustments that have a significant impact on our productivity and effectiveness by providing time-tested strategies to increase our productivity and effectiveness. As we learned from Black Box Thinking, the best thing we can be is 1% better every day, which is often the best thing we can be. Thank you for listening in Audiobook Academy. Please don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in next audiobook.